like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave me a comment. Without further ado,
Hyperdellic.
Hey kids, it's Hyperdellic, and today we're going to be taking a look at some more cartoon collection figures. We got She-Ra and Hordak, and I got to double up some of these because I've got a growing pile of action figures that I just can't get to now that I'm like working a full-time job again. And yeah, that kind of sucks. But hey, it's a twofer for you guys. You get to see more action figure goodness. I did not get the Origins She-Ra, though she was readily available and cheap as heck. I didn't want it. It was not the She-Ra that I ever wanted. When I was a kid, I wasn't big into the She-Ra toy line. Love the cartoon, and the fact that we're getting this cartoon collection makes me happy. I hope we get an Adora. I hope we get Cowl and Imp. There's several characters that I really want. You know, Scorpia. They've got a Catra coming out in this next wave, I believe. So I'm excited. I'm kind of like digging that. I didn't pick up Catra in the Masterverse line. I might still if there's ever the opportunity, but I wasn't sure if I was going to get a decent Catra in the cartoon collection either, and I wasn't that worried about it. But I didn't know what their plans were. So now that I know that they're going to do really good cartoon collection versions of these characters, I'm in. You know? But let's take a look. I love the card art on these with Hordak in the background and that blazing fiery kind of Castle Grayskull behind him. It's so good. And I mean, she looks fantastic in her pack out. That shield looks like it's the exact same one they gave out with the Masterverse version of her, which I have to say, the Masterverse version of She-Ra is phenomenal. It's a really good rendition of She-Ra. And then we've got this card art, the treasure of the first ones. I don't think she comes, yeah, she just comes with the shield and the sword. And that's okay. I'm down with that. There's one issue I have with She-Ra, and we'll get into that once we open her up. And then we've got Hordak in his pack out with this giant plastic bauble. You didn't give us an arm cannon, but you gave us that. Oh, and I'm going to say this much. I was so excited to get cartoon Hordak that I made my own a long time ago out of a Hurricane Hordak. I think I did a pretty decent job. I don't know. What do you guys think? And then more recently, once I got the Hordak Turtles of Grayskull version, I was kind of like, I'm not that big on the Turtles of Grayskull version of him, but I did like the arm cannon, so I decided to swap it out and use it for my custom Hordak cartoon collection. And yes, the buzzsaw mechanics still work. Bam! As good as it should work. But yeah, I prefer the blue skinned version of Hordak. Don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the gray skinned version of Hordak, but that's just not how he appeared in the cartoons. And to me, eventually the cartoons were a lot more canon than the toy line were. Did I love my Grizzlor and Leech and everything from the original toy line? Yes, absolutely. I want to say I still have my vintage Leech. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely still have my vintage Grizzlor, and he's in a acrylic case so his fur doesn't get all jacked up. And he's in fantastic shape. I have a Hurricane Hordak that I still absolutely love from my vintage collection, all that stuff. So I'm really excited for Hordak. Let's take a look at the back of his. He's like, the low-key lends a hand. I don't know, but this is, I've said a few times now that this must be the stupidest accessory they've given. Pretty sure this one takes the cake as the stupidest. Like, it's just a big chunk of plastic with a handle. It stops time. I mean, an arm cannon would have been cooler. Way cooler. Come on, Mattel. You know they're going to sell us another one. We're going to get another cartoon version of him with an arm cannon. Although I'm going to say I do like the mohawk on this. It's thinner, but it's kind of more pronounced. The face is a little bit more, cartoon Hordak-y. I'm not sure about the armor, but you know what? We're going to find out very shortly. Let's open these up real quick, kids. All right? See you on the other side of this transaction.
Hyperdellic.
All right, and there they are out of the box. I really like them. I am going to tell you right now, and as I get them spinning, it's going to hopefully not become evident, but they are difficult to stand. Literally both of them. Even though Hordak has those huge duck feet, when I pulled them out of the package, they were kind of curved, sort of, almost like he had rocking chair feet on his feet. I had to heat gun them to flatten them out. I hope over time that's going to get better, but it's not nearly as good as the original Hordak feet. Like these feet are way better, flatter. Don't have any curve to them. I could just stand that figure right up. These two, I literally had to prop She-Ra up against Hordak just to keep her from falling over all the time. Her ankles are kind of loose a little, and she's kind of wobbly. Aside from this issue, okay, which probably might change over time as the plastic is warmed and cooled and so forth, these are fantastic looking figures. They are excellent. Like, they hit all the right cartoon notes. I love the way that She-Ra looks with her sword. I'll show you all of her finer points of articulation and some of the good, some of the bad. The only issue I really have is that her sword is nowhere near the same size as He-Man's sword. In the cartoon, they were the same size. In fact, He-Man used her sword a couple of times in that first movie cartoon introduction of her. And then she comes with the shield as well that the sword turns into. But, for the sake of, packaging, she's got both of them right now. I always display her with both of them. My Masterverse version has both. So, it's no big deal. Not to me, at least. They both look fantastic. It would look cooler if there was like a gem sort of inlaid in there, but the painting is fine. Hordak looks great. Although I'm torn between my customized Hordak made out of a Hurricane Hordak and web store. And this one, because I like the head for this one. I like the legs and the height and all of the body proportions of this one. But he doesn't have an arm cannon. Like I said before, they're probably going to try and sell us another Hordak at some point, I bet you. And the fact that he comes with this big honking stupid time machine thing, it's like, it just, I know it was in the cartoon, but what a miss. If you're going to set him out with an accessory, that is not the accessory I would have picked. Okay, like, that's just not. There had to have been a million other. You could have sent him. You could have put him out with like a solid, non-articulated version of Imp, and it would have made us all happy. I don't know why the heck he comes with that giant kettlebell looking thing, but he does. And yeah, that's. I don't even know what to say about that stupid thing. It's just a piece of plastic that I'm going to shove in a drawer somewhere. I'm not going to display him with this thing. This thing looks stupid. It looks like he's got an unopened giant beer stein, which would be cool, but it doesn't have any beer in it, so it's not cool. Overall, I think these two figures are pretty nice. We're going to take a look at the finer points, and we'll point out a little bit of this and a little bit of that. All right, let's do it.
Hyperdellic.
Okay, so we're going to start with She-Ra, and we'll take the sword out of her hand. We'll do a quick zoom up on this. I mean, it looks very, very reminiscent of the cartoon sword. Again, compared to He-Man's sword, it's much smaller, a lot more slender. Here's the shield close up. It almost looks identical to the one that comes with Masterverse. I would be stunned if they didn't use the same sculpt or something like that, but they might not have. They might have had to do something completely different. And then here we go. Here's our girl, Adora, all powered up and ready to fight her daddy. Her adopted daddy. Her kidnapper at large, I guess, basically. There's some bad messaging in He-Man cartoons, I'm telling you. And we're going to go around the head. She's got her little crown. The hair sculpt is really nice, actually. I think the hair sculpt is really well done. They give some little frills, and little curls that pop out here and there. I like it. Does it rest neatly on the shoulder? No, but it looks really good. And if it did rest neatly on the shoulder, you would have absolutely no head articulation, which she's got some. Is it great? No. But, most of the Origins figures don't have amazing head articulation anyways. And let's see if, ooh, I heard a crack there. So be careful taking your action figures' heads off. Cape comes off. It is a nice kind of soft rubbery good. It's not as hard as some of the Origins capes. And then this, there's a little bit of squeeze in there, like they've divot, you know, like carved out a divot in the back, and that almost looks as though to like give you the ability to pop the head on and off. And yeah, she came apart. But yeah, that can happen, and you can take the cape off. She has the good gadonk, the nice booty, not the bad booty that they gave with that very first Origins Tila. My She-Ra has these weird blue marks, and I have tried peroxide. As you can see, my fingertips are all dried out from using peroxide. I've tried peroxide, I've tried alcohol, I've tried dry erase markers, or not dry erase markers, I'm sorry, magic erasers, and nothing is getting rid of these. I even tried pulling out the Dremel and the buffer tool to see if maybe I could get rid of it, and I can't. I don't know what else to do to get rid of that. As you can tell from the list that I just gave you, I have literally tried almost everything. Come around to the back. There's your maker marks. She was made in Nam. Made in Nam. Here's the maker marks on her boots, if you want to know like what plant she came from and so forth. She has standard Masters of the Universe Origins articulation. There's a rocker in there with a peg that fits nicely into the armpit. But she just wants to fall apart every time I pull on anything. So, but yeah, there's these kinds of arms. I doubt her skin tone is the same as any of the Tilas, but you can always try, and you might be able to swap for those features. I don't know if that's something you want. There is a rocker in the elbow, and I'm going to point this out. The hand has a wider wrist, and the rocker in the wrist is a little thicker. They must have heard people complaining about the hands breaking. I have yet to break a hand, but I've heard a couple of horror stories. She has a holding the sword aloft hand. Right. There we go. For the honor of Grayskull. Dun, 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 dun. She-Ra, She-Ra. Right, there you go. Little music for you. Little ditty. The skirt, again, comes off. Everything is really nicely painted. The blue on her legs is very much this blue and the same blue that's on the sword, but it wasn't packed out to where she was like that. So I have no idea how those blue marks got on her. I have to try and pick one up soon before they're no longer in stores, because she's on pegs right now. She has a boot cut, very nice. The ankles are a little on the weak side. She does not stand up well. You have to kind of really work at it, and sometimes you got to be okay with a stance that's not quite so human. like real wide-legged stances might be good. Turning like the footing inward so that she, right, like turn the front ankle in a little so that she doesn't fall. That helps a little bit. But yeah, she's got some issues. All right, so moving on to Hordak. I love the head sculpt. It is fantastic. You can pop the head off, and then the armor has like these two tabs in back, so you can undo them and easily take off the armor and have naked Tom Hordak. Yeah, buddy. Let's see what it looks like without the armor on. Ooh, he looks kind of punky. He's gonna jack somebody up. Yeah, look at all those abs. Something tells me there's more muscle there than there should be. But yeah, I like the upgrades on the armor that they've done. The armor on these are so much better than the Origins armors, especially that Man-at-Arms, which is impossible to find right now. Just hang in there, kids. Mattel may do a rerun of those. Sometimes they do that when it becomes real expensive. The wrist bracers don't come off. They're painted. But they look good. They look pretty good. Standard MOTU waist. We can pull them apart at the waist. Look at his peg hole. Oh, gross. Don't look at his peg hole. We come down to the legs. Them sexy X's on his legs. Bam, 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 bam. The boots, I have to say that the boots are disappointing. I'm going to have to soak these in water and hope that they straighten themselves out. But as you can see, like, this was worse before I heat gunned it and warmed it up. But it was curved, right? The toes were like almost pointing upward. It does not bode well for all of the standing that he could be otherwise doing. I'll do that right there. And then we're going to do a close-up on this thing because they gave it to us. It's bam, I'm going to hit you over the head with this big giant kettleball. Because that's what it looks like. It just looks like he's going to work out. He's got a kettleball. Or bell. Kettlebell. Yeah. You know, swing it between his legs. He's going to get buff. Real buff. Well, he's pretty buff already. I don't think MOTU figures are lacking in the buff department. All right. Well, I think that's enough of the close-ups. You see what I'm talking about? I mean, he's got standard MOTU articulation, so I don't think we need to go over that. One miss, I feel like he should have had the Horde symbols on the boots and the arm guards, but I believe he does not in the cartoons. So I guess they stayed accurate, but it still would have been better. I may actually swap a few things around. You never know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it. But I want to eventually make my ultimate Hordak, so we'll see. We'll see what I do. All right. You know what we need to do now? We need to show this father-daughter duo showing off on, showing down, throwing down against each other, maybe? That's the right wording. Yeah, throwing down, because saying a lot of other things makes it sound dirty. We don't want that. We're not looking for dirty. We're looking for down and dirty. They're gonna brawl. All right, let's do that now. Ah! It's final thoughts time. So overall, I think these two figures are fantastic. I'm going to give them both a 9.8. There are a couple of minor QC issues that kind of irk me. The whole Hordak being able to stand on his own thing is aggravating as all heck. Same thing with She-Ra. She's a little on the weak leg side. And those blue marks on her legs are kind of annoying. I don't know what they're from or why they're there. I may try to find another one just to make sure that I have her without that. But I overall think she's a fantastic figure. Again, 9.8 for both of them. Do I recommend picking these up? Absolutely, especially if you're a She-Ra Princess of Power fan. These look just like the cartoon, and these are honestly the action figures that I think most of us, that when we were kids back in the day when She-Ra came out, these were the figures we wanted. They were not the figures we got. These were the figures we deserved. And now we have them. Pretty soon we'll have a Batman for the collection too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm extremely excited for the Thundercats crossover, and I can't wait to like pose Hordak going against Lion-O and all of that stuff. These are gonna be so good. This cartoon collection has hit all the check marks. Like. I have Ram Man coming up, and already looking at him, I'm like, wow, this is great. He's fantastic. I can excuse the fact that he doesn't have an action feature. Aside from this stupid bauble that Hordak comes with, I feel like they did a great job. His feet are a little weird, but again, I'm going to work on those, and over time, I think those are going to get better. Again, definitely pick these up. Come here, Hordak. Let's see. She just does not want to stand. We'll pose her like that. All right, come here, Hordak. What? All right, because he does the snort. They even did the snort in the Revelation movie. So or what was it? It was Revolution. Hordak snorts at one point. If you don't believe me, go watch it. It happens. I promise you. Old hype. I won't lie to any of you. All of it's true. I especially love, like, in the cartoons when he turns into the rocket and just can't manage to land properly. It's just like, seriously, you took over, the galaxy or whatever? How the hell did you do that? You're a bumbling idiot. I'm not a bumbling idiot. You're a bumbling idiot. I don't know. I feel like the cartoon sort of made Hordak a little bit too cartoony. But you know what? The She-Ra cartoon is fun. Whether you're a boy or a girl, I like the original She-Ra cartoon. I was not a huge fan of the Netflix reboot. The fact that She-Ra and Bo don't ship is kind of upsetting to me. And that they I don't care that they made a character go gay, but not She-Ra. Okay, don't do it with She-Ra. She-Ra was one of a lot of our I mean, I know when I was a boy, I had a thing for She-Ra. I was like, oh, she's good looking. And I say that like an old man because I don't want to be gross, but man, the gross things I could say. You're talking about my daughter there. Sorry, bro. I'll stop. I'm not going to perv on your daughter. All right, Hordak, do me a favor. Tell the kids all those special things that I don't like saying, but I make one of you guys say. All right, so you're going to like and subscribe. And subscribe down here and like over here. Like the video. Even if you didn't like it, just hit the like button. Things will get better and over time. Yeah, things will get better. Oh, and you know what else is a good way to help make the channel get better over time is by donating money. You can become a member, and then basically you get like all the member perks and stuff like that. And once I start getting members, I think I'm going to drop videos earlier for members. And then they'll become public once that member drop is done. For like a day or 24 hours or something like that. I think eventually I will be doing that. I need to buy new cameras or new cameras equipment, like stuff for my camera, and I need to get some new microphones so that I can make the sound a lot better. Make my voice sound all radio quality. But you can help do that by supporting the channel by becoming a member, or just giving a little bit of love. That little like show some love button or whatever the heck it's called. If you got a really small screen, it's probably in the 3 little dots down there. But yeah, hit that up. You can send me some money. As I've always tried to tell people, if you become a member or you make a contribution, I will throw your name in the very next video that pops up. And I will also, if you want to donate to the show to have a specific figure reviewed, send me the money for it, and I'll pick it up. That way, you don't have to pay shipping and all of that stuff. Like, I'll pay shipping. You just give me the cost of the figure if there's a specific one you want to see my take on. And that's always helpful. It helps me create some content for you guys, and it helps me constantly improve this show. I think I'm probably going to try and do a donation program as well, coming closer to the end of the year. That'll probably start up sometime after summer. I got to figure out the legalities of it. I don't want to get in trouble if I don't do things right. So but I want to start maybe donating a little bit, maybe some of the toys that I review to kids in need. Try to donate to one of my big ideas is to donate toys to a women's shelter. A lot of times women are in need of some aid, and they leave home with their children who leave all of their toys behind, which is a really sad thing, especially to a toy collector like me. And I want to make sure that a lot of these women's shelters have some excellent toys for kids to play with, and you guys can help me with that. Details will come soon. If you have ideas about that, please feel free to hit me up and comment. If you have a charity that you want me to try to be involved with, let me know. I'm all for it. I try to give back whenever I can. If you haven't noticed, I posted a 500 subscribers post on my posts. Let's see how many times I can say post and posts in a few minutes. On my YouTube channel page. If you go check that out, there's details on how you can enter to win a rock-on. So far, my guy Shaitan's Hammer is the only one that has commented. So perhaps Shaitan's Hammer. I mean, I'm going to tell you this much: he deserves it. So maybe the rest of you shouldn't comment. That way, I can just send something to Shaitan's Hammer and call it a subscriber win, and it'll be the end of the day. But I love you all. Thank you for checking out my video. I appreciate the time that you've wasted listening to me ramble about toys. And I appreciate all of the comments and the feedback and the love that I get because of this channel. It has grown crazy over the last year. I've done like less than 300 videos, and I'm already almost up to 1,000 subscribers. Like, thank you guys. Thank you so much for like putting the word out, spreading me around, sharing my videos. Whatever you guys have done, keep it up, because it's doing great. And I'm going to try and keep up all the good stuff that I'm doing. And all the laughing and giggling and stupidness that I throw into my videos, because it's playtime, and that's what we do here. You know, play is important. Hey, you like that segue? Yeah, Hype's working it out. Play is important. Play is good for your mind. It's good for your soul. It's good for your well-being. You should always play. Play lots. Play as often as you can. And play hard. Bye, kids.